Good evening, everybody, as Chris's sneeze heralds us in.
I have hay fever. Hello.
Yes, we do hate other Scots. That is very much a... that's true. Groundskeeper Willie had it accurate.
Yeah, it is a pretty core part of the Scottish identity.
Exactly.
Is we hate... Mostly, to be fair, we hate the English. And
yes.
if you also hate the English, then we're pretty cool with you.
Aye.
So that's, and again, Thatcher and Edward Longshanks, both English. See, there's the thing.
Thatcher, Longshanks, and just put a banner that just says the Conservative Party.
Yeah.
If only because Tory bastards is apparently against Twitch's terms of service.
I have no idea. I haven't checked.
Not a fucking clue, and I'm not going to check either.
King Charles? Really? Charlie Big Ears?
I kind of just don't give a fuck about him.
Staring at everyone's boobs and being like,
Yes. Well, you know, when I was a boy and we had slaves, things were just better.
and you're like, Charles, shut the fuck up. The 17th century one. Oh, Bonnie Prince Charlie? Bonnie Prince Charlie was alright, but he didn't
No.
become king.
I'll be talking about... I honestly don't remember when Charles...
There were lots of Charles.
No, there's only been 3.
There only been 3?
Yeah, this is Charles III.
I don't know much about the other 2, to be fair. I don't think they were particularly interesting.
I seem to remember Charlie II was fairly well regarded. But I genuinely...
The Covenanters. Now, I've heard of the Covenanters. Why have I heard of the Covenanters?
Oh, I don't know.
This is...
You say Covenanters, I think Halo.
It's... I don't think we learned about that, to be fair. When we did Scottish history in school, we did 14th, 15th and 16th century, basically up to the Reformation and Mary Queen of Scots, and then moved immediately to which civil war? We had so many. And then it moved immediately to World War II. In terms of history, and I've never really done a lot of reading on 17th, 18th, 19th centuries. And again, we've had so many civil wars.
Having named my games company after the longest standing international alliance in the world, I probably best learn some of the history of it a bit better.
Oh, 1642. 1642 I do know, because that's
yeah, it was a couple hours ago.
That's not William of Orange, is it? It's
don't think that's Big King Billy, no.
No, but it is the one you remember in Trainspotting 2 when they go around and do the pin of all of the Protestants and all of the Orangemen, and all of the Orangemen's pin is 1642. Right. 1642 or 1066.
No, 1066 was Hastings. 1642.
Well, then it must have been 1642.
It wasn't the Battle of the Boyne. Was it? Was it something else?
Might have been the Battle of the Boyne.
Fuck.
It's a long time since I've looked at any of this.
I try not to dig into this history because it usually leads to shouting matches and me wanting to bounce the heads of both parties off the nearest wall.
Yeah, this is true. We avoid anything around.
We don't go near the Orange
Lodge.
Order. We don't go near the Orange Order because they dress funny, and according to Chris, can't play the drums.
I mean, the sons of Larkhall cannot play the drums, and if any of them are watching this, then fuck you. Get better at your instruments.
Exactly. Anyway, let's talk actually about the opposite of the Orange Order.
Paladins?
A paladin of partying. Because it was not only the Beastie Boys who said that they will fight for your right to party. There are these paladins. Because the spreading of joy and of good vibes and companionship is something worth swearing to, and is kind of an idea alluded to in a number of other different paladins. Talk about our history all you want, you clearly know a bit more than we do. But yeah, this subclass is actually inspired largely by one of Chris's characters. Because in
Jonathan's campaign.
In the campaign that I have been running for the last 6 years, Chris has been playing a Goliath Paladin named Samson, who we're not gonna get into Samson too much, but he's an Oath of the Crown Paladin, but he is very much flavored of he is there to party and he spreads the goodwill and he is. Dude, can you give us a bit of Samson's voice? Because it'll give you a very good impression of what he's like.
Greetings, friends! It is delightful to see you here. Drink a mimosa. Let's go kill some bastards.
Which is why I am drinking a Dark and Stormy today, because you know what? Nothing says party quite like rum. Yeah, it doesn't help that he's actually bald. Bald?
Yeah.
Oh, he does have a goat called Delilah for his summoned steed. But yeah, we thought we'd
it wasn't
build
meant
something.
to be a commentary, but it was funny.
Yeah, we thought we'd build something fun for this.
Yeah.
So we've never actually done a paladin on this channel, and
Neither we have.
we haven't,
We haven't.
have we?
To be fair,
We've done a
we
few
should-
clerics. I think we've done
yeah.
3 clerics.
We might have done. You like clerics, though.
I really like clerics. Clerics are great, and the 2024 cleric is fucking terrifying.
Fair. I mean, I think the thing with clerics is that clerics, just generally, like, they have loads of subclasses. They
Yep.
are infinitely customizable. Seems
Yeah.
to be the thing. You know, pick a god, any god.
And they're also
Paladins-
fucking terrifying.
Goats for the win on Fine Steed. I think the thing with paladins is that so much of what people use them for and what people know them for isn't anything to do with their oaths.
That's the thing, yeah.
So this is like, and again, Oath of the Crown Paladin I chose for Samson because it was the closest to like a traditional tank that I could really find.
It was a mechanical choice,
And
yeah.
also, yeah, it was a mechanical choice. It allowed me, you know, it was for Turn the Tide. It was for
Champion's Challenge and
Champion's Challenge.
the ability to take damage for people.
Yeah, it's for all those things. Like this was the point. It wasn't really for anything to do with it. Like I looked over the paladin subclasses and they're all pretty dull. You know.
This is the thing,
Like,
but also paladins are hard to come up with subclasses for because you have to do their oaths and you have to give them the tenets. Now, paladins as a whole are powerful. Like I can't think of any paladins that are like particularly weak. I don't think paladins really have many bad subclasses, but I don't think they have too many outstanding subclasses either. It's kind of like what you're saying, they're a bit mid.
Yeah, I'm like, because, you know, you think of like paladin subclasses that people use, and the only one that ever really comes to my mind is Oath of the Ancients, because it gives you a shit ton of resistances.
Ancients for mechanics, but you do get a lot of people using Conquest as well.
Oh yeah, that's fair. It's usually with like, or you get Vengeance.
Yeah.
You know, because people are, you know, Vengeance and Oathbreaker is the other ones, which is people being edgy boys.
Yeah.
You know, like, I've never seen anyone play a Devotion Cleric. I've never seen anyone play an Oath of Glory Cleric.
Paladin.
Paladin.
You just said cleric
I know
twice.
what I'm talking about.
See,
I did say cleric twice.
That's the thing is, like, some of the paladin subclasses that are available are really fun and really cool. Because we've got things like the Oath of Glory, which has interesting things about charging into battle and leading the fray. But yeah, so we wanted to give kind of a paladin that has a bit broader of a value. Now, paladins are always, just by their nature of how they exist, because you have Divine Smite for your own offensive skills. You have Heavy Armor Proficiency for your own personal defensive skills. And every single paladin subclass, bar 2, gets an improvement to their aura, which bolsters the party.
So you are meant to be a frontline tank.
You are meant to be up in the mix. And that's the thing, is paladins are pretty explicitly banned from using ranged weapons because their main feature, Divine Smite, does not work with ranged weapons. I'm going to pull out the 2024 book just now, but for future reference, any and all subclasses we make are going to be designed with original 5e in mind, and then sort of shifted about for 2024 later. So that's kind of how we're thinking. Because that's what we both know.
I haven't played 2024, nor have I read enough 2024. Jay is the one with the book.
Yeah, like I honestly can't be bothered. Because thankfully it's not much of a change. I'm genuinely just checking if Divine Smite. Yeah, no, Divine Smite does not. The new Divine Smite does not work with ranged weapons.
There we go. No Divine Smites work with ranged weapons. You will never be allowed to have a Paladin with a gun.
Which,
but
to be fair,
you can always smite with friends.
You can always smite with friends. If you have proficiency, if you can class a friend as an improvised melee weapon, you can smite with friends.
Which you have to, via the rules, to decide how much damage they do.
It's great. It's really great.
Yeah.
But yes, so I think this is going to be reasonably straightforward because all Paladin subclasses are pretty structured. You have your tenets, you have your spells that you get whenever you gain a new spell level, 2 channel divinities, which are usually one for in combat, one for out of combat, usually an aura, or something else, a wildcard ability at 15th level, and then a transformation at 20th.
Fair.
They're all quite rigid, and I think that might be part of the reason why they're a little bit boring.
Yeah, that would kind of do it.
Yeah. Like, the great thing is, we don't actually need to worry about making this subclass powerful.
I mean, this is true, because you're powerful by default.
Yeah.
But, like, I suppose one of the things that, we need to decide is this is the thing, we need to decide what our tenets are, and then we need to structure our things around it.
Yeah.
We need to go all flavor, and we can deal with mechanics later.
That's the thing, is what I want to do is kind of focus on making this subclass interesting. So, first things first, Tenet 1, bring the good vibes.
Bring the good vibes.
Put it in line with the books. Bring the good vibes. Your purpose is to ensure that all are having
To
a
no
good
fap.
time. What?
I don't know why that made me laugh so much. I just wasn't expecting it.
I did see somebody saying that one of the reasons that the problems that you get with Paladin players who tend to like make a problem and sort of like go to kind of abstinence and like very particular clothes is you're not trying to make your Paladin religious, you're trying to make them Christian.
Yeah.
This is Bacchanalia all the way down, baby.
This is absolutely so all fat.
Your purpose is to ensure that all are having a good time. You are to harsh no mellow, nor create awkward silence. You are to harsh no mellow, nor bum them out.
I was gonna break don't harsh the buzz and bring the good vibes to separate. I was gonna say bring the good vibes is about coming with fun, like creating fun and joy, bringing your own booze and sharing. Be not stingy with your supplies, and bring good tunes. That type of thing. Whereas don't harsh the buzz, I think should be an active. Like if anyone is attempting to harsh the buzz, you need to fucking get in there and make sure that they do not. That's a call to protection.
That was going to be my call for the second tenet.
What were you going to call it?
I don't know what I was going to call it, but it was going to be along the lines of those who.
That was going to be my that's going to be my second tenet. So don't harsh the buzz, is that, but the first one, bring the good vibes, is like It's about being generous, and gregarious with your joy and your supplies and your fun. Now you get to craft that into some words that sound good.
Be quick of joy and generous of spirit.
That's the one.
Tenet 2, preserve the buzz. There will
That's the one.
There will be often those who seek to kill the buzz of a party.
And you must shut them the fuck down and boot them the fuck out.
You must excise these.
Excise these interlopers. Give me a wee second. I just got to listen to a message from my wife.
Your wife. I don't want to say for the greater good, because we will all just sit here doing hot fuzz quotes for the rest of the day.
We will indeed, yes. Be most excellent to each other.
That's gonna be the last one.
Yeah, that's the last one. We end on be most excellent to each other. I feel like there should be one in there. I feel like something that's very important to ensure that everybody is enjoying the party is the idea that everybody should be allowed to enjoy the party at their own pace. And I'm not sure what you call that. Beyond saying consent is key.
I can kind of feel the vibe
Consent
there.
to having a good time.
Yeah.
What level of good time do you consent to? Good, safe fun.
Respect all partiers.
Yeah.
There are many different vibes and many different ways to enjoy oneself. You must allow others to partake in the party at their own pace.
To prosperously partake in the party at a pace that presumes no pressure. There's almost something there. Come on.
And push not. And push not peer pressure.
Push not peer pressure upon parishioners.
Upon partygoers.
Upon partygoers. There you go. Push not peer pressure upon partygoers.
You must allow others to prosperously partake in the party at their own pace and push not peer pressure upon partygoers.
Welcome back to the alliteration, Philatophilia.
Woo! Be most excellent to each other.
Self-explanatory.
Just, like, don't be a
I think
dick.
I burned my book. What? I'm assuming that's meant. I can't tell if that means burger, as in you burnt your
No,
food,
bulgur,
or
it's wheat.
bulgruf, because you set fire to something in Skyrim.
No, bulgur, it's wheat. It's kind of wheat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why would
Great.
you set fire to wheat?
How do you think you get bread?
You bake it.
That's a form of setting fire!
Baking is not a form of setting fire.
Yes, it is!
Bulgur is a dish. There we go. I have learned something new.
I genuinely
why
think that
burn
fourth
your
tenet of
dish?
just, like, don't be a dick.
Don't burn dishes. Sorry, yes.
I think that's good. Genuinely, I think that's good.
Be most excellent to each other. Don't burn dishes. No, yeah, don't be a dick. Don't be a
Just
dick.
like,
is
don't
good.
be a dick.
Yeah, I'm here for that.
Alright! Let's look at our spells, because, you know, we're talking about getting this shit at 3rd level.
We are.
Which means we're talking about 1st level spells.
We are indeed.
What do you think are good spells for a party, for a party paladin?
That's an excellent question. I have a new spellbook app, and it is
One-
not the most helpful.
Yeah, one of the one suggestion that I have isn't great. Although actually fairy fire might not be a bad call.
Fair.
Basically fireworks.
I mean, it's sort of.
Um,
Drink not beer without vodka. Don't put beer and vodka in the same drink. What?
no, rum and ginger beer.
To be fair, one of the things I learned when Var and I went to Canada is iced tea and vodka is pretty great.
Oh yeah.
They don't do vodka lemonade. They do vodka iced tea.
Well, to be fair, sorry, where were you? Canada?
Yeah,
Okay,
Canada.
cool.
Vodka without beer is a waste of money.
Sorry, for
So
a second.
we
Genuinely, for a
say.
second, I thought you said Poland, and I was like, yeah, they do good vodka there.
I have no idea if they do good vodka. I mean,
They
I
do in
imagine
Poland.
that- Yeah, but the Polish don't care if it's good vodka. Is the problem?
That's true. Oh, I want to say Find Familiar. Like, Find Familiar would genuinely be perfect,
I mean, yeah, because you're finding friends.
but also that's really powerful.
What? Find familiar, first level.
No, just giving
Third
Find
level.
Familiar to a paladin.
Why is that really powerful?
Just because Find Familiar is an extremely good spell.
Fair enough.
And also, just for a paladin, it's like, hey, here's someone to have advantage and, like, cast some of your touch spells through.
Oh yeah, you can do that. That's quite
Yeah.
good.
I'm gonna say. So I'm looking at Fairy Fire. I'm looking at
Dancing lights. I don't know if though what level that is.
that's a cantrip.
Well, fair.
And paladins don't get cantrips unless they take a fighting style for it.
This is true.
My original
Scrolling
suggestion was
through
actually going to be
this.
ceremony.
Ceremony they get anyway though.
Exactly.
That's
That's why
paladin
I said it
spell.
wasn't a good suggestion.
Yeah. Purify food and drink similarly is already a paladin spell.
Yeah. I mean, disguise self might not be a bad idea.
Maybe.
Think about it. Like that is your just magical party dress.
I mean, yeah. All right. I'll go with. I will accept disguise self.
Yeah, I'm looking at disguise self and fairy fire are the two that I'm kind of looking at.
I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
I will agree with it. Just
And also,
grappling with the difficulties of my new spellbook app because I changed phones and
uh,
apparently when you change to a better phone, you lose a bunch of apps that are no longer supported.
yeah.
Life
doing
is
that.
very unkind.
Well, now that Drastic's gone, it's gonna be a long while before I change my phone.
Yeah. I've downloaded a different 3DS emulator that's okay. Or a different DS emulator that's okay. And also, I've got Citra now for 3DS games, which runs pretty well.
I should try that.
did
If only
freeze
because,
on me
honestly,
today.
I want to replay Fire Emblem Fates
It's so good.
without having to
buy all of it.
Buy all? Well, I already own all of it.
Well, that's alright.
But without having to carry my 3DS around.
Well, that is also fair.
And, lose my save full of child soldiers.
Yay, child soldiers! Was that Fates? Was Fates DS or 3DS?
3DS.
Citra. Is the
Yeah, because
emulator.
genuinely,
Can't get it.
Fates
Can't get
and
on the App
Awakening
Store.
were both 3DS.
They're so good though.
They are so good. They're so good.
3DS was such a good console.
Yeah.
But yeah, Citra emulator. You can't get it on the App Store. You download it from their own website.
Cool.
And it
I'll
comes
have to
with
go
instructions
give
on
that
how
a
to
look.
install it.
I mean, I'm playing Black 2 at the moment on Drastic, so. I mean, a totally legitimate version of Pokemon Black 2.
Totally. Like I'm playing a totally legitimate version of Pokemon X.
Yeah.
And not a tweaked up hack.
God damn, we already have these games. Like, we have paid for them. Let us
We have, exactly. I'm paying again.
Let us just fucking have them
Stop
on our
selling
phones.
us back our shit, Nintendo.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
Anyway,
we've
right, the main
picked
thing
some
is-
first level spells.
Yes, you should. But like a little bit of lemon.
Heads is lemon, tails is lime,
No.
just for some danger. To be fair, I could have said heads is lemon, tails is paprika, for something very different.
I mean, you shouldn't put those together, but actually, I mean, paprika is 9 times out of 10 a good idea.
Yeah. Flipped an onion ring.
Flipped an onion ring. I like you, Philadelphia.
Absolutely.
Anyway.
I flipped my onion ring. It's onion ring shaped. Let's add lemon.
Right. Now we need to look at Channel Divinity.
Channel divinities, indeed.
Because
Yup.
every paladin gets 2 of them.
They do.
2 Channel Divinity options. And technically speaking, they actually get 3 if you use the optional rule from Tasha's. Because they all get a generic one.
Oh, I'd forgotten about that.
Yeah, you can use the Channel Divinity to restore a level of spell slot. I think level of spell slots equal to
Yes.
half your paladin level.
Yes. No, I do know about that one.
It is handy.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
These tend to fall under the style of 1 in combat and 1 out of combat.
Yes.
For example,
No.
the crown,
Hmm.
you get... Okay, crown's not a great example, because you get your champion's challenge, which means you point at one guy and say, hey, you only fight me, and turn the tide, which is your healing.
Which is, yes.
Um,
Vengeance, as an action, you can present your holy symbol, speak a prayer, use your channel divinity, choose one creature within 60 feet you can see, must make a wisdom save, and become frightened for a minute. Or, as a bonus action, utter your vow, a creature you can see within 10 feet. You gain advantage on attack rolls against the creature for 1 minute.
okay, my initial assessment of 1 in, 1 out might have been wrong.
It's more, I think it's more that, like, one is, like, directly for, like, punching people. And one
mean-
is something else.
Yeah, for example, Glory gets advantage on athletics and acrobatics checks and increases your pushing, your carry weight, and your like jumping distance. And then the other one is a shitload of temporary hit points for people after you smite someone.
Ancients, as an action, you get spectral vines, which can restrain people. Or you can fuck off the Fays and Fiends.
Yeah, Watchers gets... you can choose a bunch of people and give them advantage on Intelligence, Wisdom, and Charisma saves for a minute. Or you can tell Aberrations, Celestial, Elementals, Fays, or Fiends to fuck off.
See, so therefore, I think think. If we take it as like a friends and fuck off are the two. Friends is like healing, boosting people, doing things. And a fuck off is like a punching people, or like a scaring people, or just a, hell in a handbasket.
So
some people have got one of each, some people have got two of one of them.
I would argue we should
Hearty
actually,
Paladin.
for this particular paladin, I think we should change that.
Go on.
I think we should do like a party support ability.
Agreed.
And like a direct one-person thing, possibly as a buff to the self, or as a buff, or as a damage thing, or as like when you hit someone thing.
All right, so because I like that Watcher one of giving people advantage on things.
Yeah,
that feels quite fun and like supporting of the party. So we could do something along that line.
Actually,
do like an advantage on charisma checks and saves.
Actually, shall we do this a bit more direct?
Sure.
Because all paladins get a 10-foot aura that adds their charisma modifier to the saving throws of
people within their aura.
People within that aura, which at 18th level it increases to 30 feet.
Yes.
What we could maybe do is do like a longer range reaction single target of that. Like you see somebody fail, when you see somebody within 60 feet fail a saving throw, you can add your charisma modifier
to their roll.
Potentially turning it into a success.
That feels pretty good.
Yeah, and that's very in line with, like, you're at a party, you see your buddy trying to like make conversation with somebody, or partake in a drinking game, and you just like, you're not gonna do great here, slide up next to them and be like, hey, and just kind of bring the vibe back up.
Yeah, it is wingmanning to all intents and purposes. I know. Oh, there we go. Bye.
So we shall call
what
this
a name for a bot as well. Pregnant planter. What the hell?
Gross.
This is poor. It is gross. Still, it's banned.
What should we call it?
Bros before undead?
No.
Bros before foes!
Yes!
Bros before foes, that's it! Yeah. Bros before fuck!
When you see
absolutely.
a friendly creature within 60 feet of you, fail a saving throw, and I think it should be saving throw.
Yeah.
Hey, just because it's obvious doesn't mean it's not great. Can.
You may or may not have begun to notice this, Philotivelia, but we are experts at not spotting the obvious.
Oh, yes.
We did alright there, though. I was quite happy with that.
Can, as a reaction, add your charisma modifier to their roll, potentially turning it into a success. Now, I do want to give this a little bit of a buff, because Paladin channel divinities are actually pretty limited.
They are, yes, and they don't scale.
They don't. Like, I don't actually think they get extra uses later.
No, I think they're mostly 4 early levels, and that's kind of it.
Yeah.
I mean, some of them obviously, have.
Some of them do scale.
Like.
Yeah.
Some
of them do well.
Walnut crusted chicken. that actually sounds quite nice.
That does sound lovely.
Why is everybody in our chat such good cooks? Like, Dragon Craze does like the chefing and it's great. Like, why do we get so many good cooks in our fucking chat? You all make me hungry. More of it.
I think it's
More
also
people
when we
coming
decide to stream.
make
Like, we
food.
are at dinner time for a number of people.
Yes, this is true.
But yeah,
Certainly at dinner time. In our
Paladins-
time zone.
Paladins get 1 channel divinity per short rest. So,
Yes.
I think we should give them some temporary hit points.
Yeah, it makes it less. Yeah, and grant them temporary hit points equal to your paladin level.
I was good. Yeah. Let's look
That
at.
would be pretty in line with things.
Should that be whether they fail or succeed, or just if they succeed?
I think that should just be both. I
Okay.
think that. Yeah, I think give them the temp HP, and give them the boost, and then it gives you a reason to use it, even if it's not going to be good enough. God damn it, Philadelphia! What have we told you about cutting your nuts? Don't cut towards your hand when you cut your nuts.
Definitely don't cut your nut. Definitely don't cut towards your nuts when you're cutting your hand. Wait, what? Any fucking way.
I am far too easily entertained. I am a deeply puerile human being.
Yeah. Balls.
Thanks. Bowls?
Balls.
Bowl?
See? I said balls.
Do you
It took
like-
3 seconds to laugh.
Balls.
Exactly. Right. So let's do a big. I was thinking like temporary hit points for a broad number of people.
that would be the other channel divinity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Far too easily goaded into being a clown. Well, don't cut the clown's nuts either.
No, you can cut a clown's nuts off.
No, that is unethical treatment of clowns. My union are against it.
Yes, but think about it like this,
That's true.
Chris. More balls to juggle.
No. Guild of Clowns. We have because I'm a member of Equity, the actors union in the UK, and we have yes, pure Terry Pratchett, Clowns Guild, 100%.
Guild of Fools.
The Guild of Fools and the Hall of Faces.
Woof.
I know, grim. But yeah, no, we have a variety branch which covers clowns. So yeah, clowns are in my union. Respect the clowns.
This is the thing, is because you know that when you're picketing, that if the clowns show up, you're gonna be having a lot of people, because there'll be like one car that'll rock up, and then like 15 guys with placards will come out.
Absolutely. They
Big
come in
sad
force.
faces.
Oh dearie me.
Anyway, what should we call this? I'm just gonna call it
Done
Revive the
Bros?
Vibe.
Revive the vibe. Okay, and that's going to be a temp HP to all the people around.
Yeah, as an action.
Twist your cock into a poodle.
That's only if you're trying to fuck the clown. I did see a wonderful comic that was a woman doing the like looking at a guy and going, "Hey, I can tie a cherry stem in a knot in my tongue," and he was like, "Oh really?" And then the next panel is him standing at an A&E desk being like, "Hi, I'd like to be admitted. A woman tied my penis in a knot."
That is quite fun.
As an action, you can grant a number of temporary hit points to any number. Oh, hang on, sorry, I'm gonna get myself confused here.
Yeah. Also, Should we do temp HP on both things? Feels a bit silly.
I mean, I was very much looking at this as very much kind of a support subclass.
Yeah, but like, we could do something else. I don't know.
I mean, if it's
Or we
revive the vibe, you could maybe do this as like a last stand thing, and you can target any number of creatures at 0 hit points.
That does come fairly close to the Oath of the Crown's Turn the Tide.
That only works on people with less than half their hit
HP
points.
or less.
Yeah.
Yes, and they get a D6 plus your charisma mod.
So I think this is maybe target a bunch of people who are at 0 and give them a big heal.
Okay. Like a last ditch thing. Although, do you want to do that for your? I feel like if you have that as one of your channel divinities, then it's going to prevent you from using the other one.
Yeah, because you'll want to keep it for the clutch.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like that's more like a later class ability.
Mm.
Um.
You can declare any number of creatures you can. I do want it to be some kind of like healing kind of boost thing.
I mean, I think a boost of some kind. You know.
Let's maybe make it a little bit more offensive focused, shall we?
Okay. Alright. What's your thought, and then I'll tell you my thought.
So you know bless, right?
I do know bless.
You know divine favor, because divine favor is actually a better comparison here.
Okay.
Basically apply that to a whole bunch of people and be like, hey, for the next minute they deal an extra, or like for their until the end of your next turn they all deal an extra D4 of radiant damage with weapon attacks.
That would be cool. That's probably less broken than what I was thinking of.
What were you thinking?
Everybody gets one reroll to use within their next turn.
I don't know if that's necessarily as overpowered. I would, however, disagree with that because I think that's a lot for people to track.
Fair.
That's creating a lot of resources among the party for people to track, which, as a lot of people know, with Bardic Inspiration.
One per person.
It's one per person, but as a lot of people know from Bardic Inspiration, you could forget that exists.
This is true. This is true.
All
right. Let's do yours. Let's do your thing.
You can see declare any number of creatures you can see within 30 feet. I don't want to do it for a minute because that would be busted.
That would be busted.
Because this is not concentration.
No, just for their next turn.
Until the end of your next turn.
Till the start of your next turn.
Nah, because I think you should be able to benefit from this as well.
Alright,
and this is an action to use, so you can't do it and attack.
That's true, actually. Alright, I concede.
An extra 1d4 radiant damage. And I will say with weapon attacks.
Yeah, that's fair.
Which means, like, you know, if you have a fighter on your team, actually, you know what? Just to take a leaf out of the new books, with weapon attacks and unarmed strikes.
Hey.
Because you know what?
Monks deserve to have fun.
If you could get Divine Favor through Magic Initiate, Divine Favor would be a really fucking good call for a monk. Because those D4s add up.
Yup.
Yeah, so that's our channel divinities. 5th level. We need to look at 2nd level spells.
That's what I'm just looking at.
Yeah, baby. 2nd level spells.
I was gonna say calm emotions, but no, we want the opposite.
Yeah, we don't want to calm emotions. I mean, calm emotions maybe, just because like you got someone who's freaking out at a party.
I think it's potentially good.
Yeah.
Darkness,
have a rave.
Well, on the opposite, continual flame.
Yeah. Dragon's breath. You drink too much and just fire comes out.
Enhanceability?
Enhanceability would maybe be a good call.
Oh, enthrall. You are enthralled to the dance.
Hey, Chris, what about Find State?
Hey, Jay, what about Flock of Familiars?
Flock of... Oh, I thought that was a 3rd level spell.
Nope, 2nd.
Oh, Flock of Familiars would be an absolutely brilliant choice, yeah.
Not sure if it
Oh, no, it's got a casting time of a minute.
Yeah.
And it lasts for an hour.
Yeah, okay, let's make... Well...
But it is more friends.
It is more friends.
Gift of Gab might be a good choice, actually.
I was looking that, and I'm not sure what book's that from.
Acquisitions Incorporated.
Ah, that was why I was like, maybe we don't choose it. But you know what? Why not?
It lets you undo a party
recently...
foul.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
What else we got? Mirror Image. If we want to give them something that's really, really fucking dangerous to put on a paladin.
Moonbeam, because everyone can cast Moonbeam.
No. Very few people can cast Moonbeam.
Everyone can cast Moonbeam, Jay. It's an incredibly easy spell. Sorry. This is very much an Oxventure reference.
Took me a second.
It's alright. Pyrotechnics.
Oh, pyrotechnics. Right. We can't... Okay. I don't want to give them 2 non-combat spells.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, pyrotechnics, you can blind a bunch of people.
Yeah, pyrotechnics is great.
So pyrotechnics might be a really good idea. We did already do kind of like a fireworks thing with fairy fire.
This means we're, staying on brand.
Yeah. I mean, I do think that mirror image is both a good idea and a fucking terrifying idea.
What does mirror image do again?
You create 3 duplicates of yourself, and every time someone targets you with an attack during the duration, which is a minute non-concentration, they roll a d20 to determine whether they target you or one of your duplicates.
So it's fucking magical hats.
It's magical hats.
Okay, let's do that.
It is the anime version of magical hats. And here's the thing, you put that on if you have 3 duplicates, you must roll a 6 or higher to change the attack's target to a duplicate. 2 duplicates, you must roll an 8 or higher, 1 duplicate roll an 11 or higher. A duplicate's AC equals 10 plus your dex mod.
Jay, one of the webcams, I've gone black.
Oh, bollocks.
Have you clicked on something else? You covered my face with something.
It's hard not to.
I'm very cover-upable.
I only have so many screens. There we go.
Fair.
Yeah, it's good. The reason one of his webcams is black is because OBS doesn't like having more than one thing stacked on top of what it's streaming from.
Yeah, it gets very sad.
Yeah. Normally it's okay if I do this. So yeah, mirror image. Because that's a really, really good spell to give to a frontline fighter.
How you drink so much you see double, but this but triple.
Exactly.
That's mirror image.
I highly recommend you use it, Chris, if you the next time you do a Blade Singer.
I mean, that's fair. That's very fair.
Anyway, second one. Do we want to do enhanceability?
Yeah. Well, enhanceability or pyrotechnics. I may have an incoming dog. I have an incoming dog. Hello,
Pupper?
Ish puppy. Hello, puppy. Okay.
Right. Enhanceability,
Yes.
pyrotechnics. Philatavilla, flip your onion ring again.
I'm tired, lads. I need to flip another onion ring.
Sorry.
Oh dear. Right. So 7th level is next.
7th. No, we haven't actually decided on the spell.
Did we not?
No,
we
it's
agreed.
It's either pyrotechnics or enhanceability. I was genuinely going to go and toss a coin.
Oh. We've got one more dish to go. You can do it, Philatabilia. We
believe in you. Right. Heads, it's pyrotechnics. Tails, it's enhanceability.
Alright.
Tails it is, so it's enhanceability. Thank you, decision-making engine. Alright, 7th level. That's the aura ability.
Yup.
Like, for everyone who isn't a crown or a... Yeah, for everyone who isn't a crown or I think...
In the bandana is Jay, and in the glasses is Chris.
Yeah.
Yo.
No, Oathbreaker's get an aura.
Yeah. Fucking...
Yeah, it's just Vengeance and Crown, I believe.
Who don't.
Who don't, yeah.
Yeah, they get regular auras.
They get their regular auras, and like Crown gets the, hey, when someone within 5 feet of you takes damage, you can take the damage for them, which is real good.
Alright, Jay?
Yeah?
Do you prefer Jay or Johnny or any number of permutations of your name?
Call me Jay.
Jay.
My full name is Jonathan. I tend to take any permutation of that isn't John, because that's our dad. So, yeah. It's usually Jay or Johnny.
Works. I call him fucking anything.
Nobody has yet, I will admit, nobody has yet stooped to calling me Jojo, and I think that's mostly because people value their teeth.
So strong. Christopher. It's
No,
not
he is
Christian.
Christopher.
Christopher. Definitely. I've known many Christians. No, my name is Christopher. And a PH.
I think we've all...
Like the French.
Anyway.
Christian.
Anyway, what kind of aura should we give the party paladin?
One that makes everyone super happy.
I kind of just want to call it aura of good times.
Yeah, aura of good times. Yes, like Columbus.
But less rape and pillage.
Less rape and pillage, and diseasing of Native Americans.
Yeah.
I'm also less Portuguese.
And he doesn't believe that the world is shaped like a pear.
This is also true. I have never once looked at the world and thought, damn, things really have got pear-shaped.
Yeah. Like any reasonable person, Chris believes that the earth is flat and hollow.
Hey! Don't spread that shit on the internet. Someone will believe it.
No, Columbus was Portuguese. He did his sailing under the flag of Spain. Because the Portuguese royal family basically laughed him out of court. So he went to the Spanish and they went, fuck it. You want to try and find a way around the back of India? Go for it.
And he went the wrong way.
And then he tried, basically he was trying to go around the back of India. He just didn't realize that America was in the way. Like, it's really the only way to sail round the world and not hit America is to potentially freeze to death.
Yeah. And hit Greenland.
And probably hit Greenland on your way through.
Yeah.
No, I'm sure he was Portuguese.
Well,
Again, I don't put a lot of stock in Christopher Columbus. Both, one, because I'm not American, and two,
I'm Googling it.
because he was a
Right?
raping,
Ultimate
murdering,
Arbiter,
pillaging
I'm
bastard.
Googling it. Christopher Columbus, nationality, first thing that comes up. Born in Genoa, Italy.
Fuck, he was Genovese.
Yep, Italian explorer and navigator. There we go.
Well,
we
shit.
were fucking wrong.
Yep, fair enough. You got it right, Philatabilia.
Shows you what the fuck we know.
Yeah. We are not historians. We are not historians. Go to the Overly Sarcastic Productions for that.
Yeah. we're fannies. He wins once.
We are fannies.
Indeed.
And we're here to talk about Dungeons and Dragons.
Good time. Good time
So,
to be fannies.
as far as we're concerned, history doesn't actually go that much further back than the 1970s.
Don't say that.
No, that would be a very American thing to say.
It would be, wouldn't it?
Larry, I've got shirts older than your culture.
There we go. That's deep.
Yeah, everybody knew that the world was round. Also, hi Xanderfell.
Yo.
But yeah, everybody knew the world was round. They already knew. They just assumed that it was a big fucking ocean, and the amount of supplies that you would need to get all the way around would be astronomical. Because they were like, you're going to be at sea for months. You're going to just die. Which, you know,
A lot of people did.
a lot of people did.
Yeah.
That's how we got Atlantis. Right, so what should happen with the aura of good times?
That is an excellent question.
So,
I had something for this and I've immediately forgotten it.
so you have... So you and friendly creatures within 10 feet of you.
We're not...
No,
You know what?
No, I don't know if he thought he'd landed in Japan. But he did think he was in India. That's why kind of Jamaica is referred to as the West Indies.
I'm gonna just throw this out there that I don't know enough about Columbus to weigh in on this, but the only things I have heard is that he was a little misguided and a little overzealous. I have no idea if he was stupid. I never met the guy.
Never met the guy, but I do know he was a raping, murdering, pillaging bastard.
There, we do have there. I believe that is reasonably well documented. Alexander the Great was not the nicest guy in the world.
Yeah, Alexander the sort of okay.
Alexander he really thought a lot of himself, frankly.
Alexander the hobo once told him to get the fuck out of his light.
Alexander the I didn't love anybody more than I loved my horse.
Alexander fuck rope.
That, to be fair, I do kind of enjoy the story of cutting the Gordian knot, because it is just like the most meat-headed thing to do. Like, it just completely misses the point but gets the job done.
I kind of respect it, yeah.
Yeah, and that's the whole point, yeah.
Like, good old brute force and ignorance will get you through a lot of things. Anyway, the aura of good times.
The aura of good times.
Don't blame it on sunshine. Don't blame it on moonlight.
Well, apparently we need to watch, presuming knowing better, YouTube channel.
Yeah.
I will potentially look that up. I quite enjoy a history channel on YouTube from time to time, I have to say.
Well, Dropouts, What the Fuck 101, I think did a decent video. Not entirely on Columbus, so it's not as in-depth as it could be. But there's a lot of shit in there about him.
Fair. Right. So,
what kind of aura should we give to the friendly creatures within 10 feet? So the thing is, a lot of these have already been done. Because Oath of Ancients gives you resistance to magic. Oath of Glory gives you extra speed. And yeah.
You already get bonuses to saving throws from the standard Paladin aura that everybody gets.
Yeah.
Aura of Conquest, creatures fright.
Watchers gives bonus to initiative. Devotion
like
just
speed is reduced.
removes being charmed. Okay.
Yeah. You and friendly creatures are filled with a morale boost, similar to inspiration. I feel like similar to inspiration might be going too far.
Well, actually,
adding something to rolls though might be good.
kind of do it
Just like
maybe kind of do it like a little bit of a bless.
yeah. I'm wondering if like a kind of, we were talking about that before, a kind of widespread bless, but that's maybe, I don't know if that again is too.
I mean, I will say it would be overpowered as fuck to give it, be like, hey, your aura of resistance. I can't quite actually remember what it's called. Your aura that gives the bonus on saving throws. You now apply that to your aura of protection. You now apply that to attack rolls as well, because that would be imbo as fuck.
Yeah.
Because everybody gets your charisma bonuses in attack. That would be insane. Resistance to
What's
fear
constitution
actually is a
fear?
really good one, except
Yeah.
at 10th level, all paladins
get that.
get you and friendly creatures
Fair.
within 10 feet of you can't be frightened while you're unconscious. So that,
Also, just side note, sorry, just to totally sidetrack you.
again,
Oath of Redemption,
yeah.
right? Oath of Redemption and Oath of the Crown get the same 7th level ability, but Oath of Redemption gets it within 10 feet, extending to 30 feet, and Oath of the Crown gets it 5 feet.
Well, I'll be damned.
That is so rude!
Should have been a redemption. Wait, hang on a second.
Creature receives resistance.
Whoa, hang on a second. Yeah. Except, and then later at 18th level, you can do that at 30 feet.
Yeah! It's just rude. Yeah.
I mean, friendly creatures receive your resistances. You'd have to have any in the first place, and there aren't any natural damage resistances baked into the class. So if you played any kind of species that didn't have a natural resistance, you would be a bit fucked there. It would work if you were a Goliath or a Genasi or something, but I don't necessarily think it would work with anything else.
Could do temp hit points. A pool of temp hit points.
No, all paladins have an aura that grants resistance to fear at 10th level.
Yeah.
And it's not resistance, it's immunity. Like anyone within when you're at 10th level, anyone within 10 feet of you cannot be frightened. Sorry, I was not clear on that. If we do temp hit points, then that can get a little bit crazy. If they, anyone who starts their turn in your aura would get the temp hit points.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do something like that.
Yeah.
Ah.
You as well as any fiends around within 10 feet of you gain a bonus. Oathbreaker.
Actually, you know what?
Melee weapon rolls equal to your charisma modifier. That's pretty sexy.
I know it might sound a little insane.
Yes.
But what about an AC boost?
I was wondering about an AC boost, but I also thought it sounded insane.
I like a +1 or maybe a +2.
You could do it. You could effectively do it do it the same as the crown and the redemption, so it's a reaction. So it costs the paladin's reaction, but the paladin uses their reaction to boost an ally within the aura's defense by 2, or AC by 2.
At that point, I would say maybe 3. Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, you don't want to say 5 because then that's the
No,
shield spell.
that's like that. That's you giving shields to other people. Which, to be fair,
yeah.
I want to have a wizard who can do that. Like maybe rebuild the Abjurer to be able to do that.
Yeah. I mean, you could always make it charisma mod,
No,
and then it scales,
it does scale,
capping at 5.
but it does get that's still crazy. And this is not going to be ability with limits. So if you do +3,
Yeah, but it's well, I suppose paladins don't have a lot of reactions to.
no, they do not.
Or-
Not naturally. We've given 2 here, but one of them is like a 1 use.
Yeah.
Chivalric
Chivalric Guard aura. I mean that's because this is specifically Oath of the Party. Well, is it Chivalry and Party?
I'll rename it in a second.
Alright. Right. Okay, do you want to do... How about equal to half your charisma mod rounded up?
I mean, then it caps at 3, but it's going to be...
Caps of 3 starts at 1.
I mean, I kind of just want to do it flat 3, to be honest.
Flat 3? Okay, just do flat 3.
Yeah.
I'm happy with it. We'll do have flat 3.
Whenever a creature within 10 feet of you is hit by an attack, you can use your reaction to bolster them.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and because your 3 is better than the War Wizard's +2.
Yeah.
Not as good as shielding +5. That works.
Now we have to remember that this does also apply to the Paladin.
Yeah, so the Paladin can use their own reaction to boost their own AC by 3.
Yes. But it is a reaction.
Yes. And given that actually
Ugh.
most paladins, like shield is not a paladin spell. Paladins don't generally have a lot of reaction spells.
No.
Again, I'm like, that's alright. Liver and onions? Really? I mean, that is. I always feel like liver and onions is like it's a very specific recipe. Like, well, not specific in like what you do with it, but like specific in that like only like specific groups of people tend to eat it. Like, I think the only place I've ever really witnessed liver and onions genuinely being eaten was Eastern Europe. Specifically around Romania and Hungary. But I don't know, maybe it's a worldwide phenomenon. But I also do not wish to eat the food from the Resident Evils, so I will probably not.
Pretty sure
I'll
eating the food in
probably
that game
not eat
kills you.
I mean, it's Resi 7. You guess where I'm from. You know what? Fair. That's fair.
I fair enough.
Oh dear. I don't know why, but I've now just remember. I'm just in my brain. I can't remember why or where. I met a man from Bulgaria, and he was telling me how I needed to visit Bulgaria because the most beautiful women in the world live in Bulgaria. And that was my only interaction with this man. And then, I went on with my day. And it's just stuck in my mind for some reason.
What do we call this aura? This is the oath of the party. Everybody's having a party. We are having a good time. You are making sure that nobody fucks with your friends. Nobody's starting a fight at this party. That genuinely is a spell I would like to build at some point, but I'd like to build it as a spell.
Yeah.
Because I think that'll be a really, really good support spell.
Yeah, particularly for more support-orientated wizards.
Wizards and bards, yeah.
Yeah, like bards particularly, you're like, that would be a great bard spell.
Yeah. Genuinely, like, I also think that'd be a great thing for, as I said, the Abjuration Wizard, which is a concept I've always liked, but I think would take some tinkering to make really work.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Oh, pardon me. Right. What are we gonna call in your party? When shielding a friend at the party, what do you strategic intercept? No, what do you call it? Paladin's assurance. I'm trying to think. You know, like at a party, and I don't know if any of you have ever experienced this.
What up, Square
Go?
Go?
The Square Go. It's at a party. If you've got female friends at a party, and you see a guy talking to them, and they're giving you the eye, like, "Please save me. Please come and rescue me from this dude." Is there a name for that? Because that's a thing I have experienced. It's just going and being like, "Oh, honey, so good to see you. Who's this dude?"
Oh, the fake boyfriend
Chivalry.
routine.
Yeah. Exactly. Like, yeah. It's the chivalry, but I like, yes, it's chivalry, but also it's like chivalry as a word does not necessarily go with like party vibes. Like, it's the right idea, but it feels like it's 2 centuries too old as a word. White Knight. No, White Knight is the wrong thing. White Knight is, I have opened the door for you, why will you not have sex with me?
No, that's nice guy.
That is also nice guy. Gentleman.
That's usually what they call themselves. That's their euphemism.
This is the problem with modern, like, with incel culture, is that, like, it's poisoned a lot of these words. Like, I think chivalry is great. We should all want to be chivalrous. We should all seek to defend those less able to defend themselves, which is chivalry.
Just like, don't
Absolutely.
be a dick.
Don't be a dick. But chivalry, white knight, and gentleman are all words that have been poisoned on the internet by incel culture.
Especially gentleman. Like, I that's the one I'm annoyed by, because gentleman is a very good word. It's a very it's a very useful word.
Our culture is beautiful.
Oh God, I'm okay with Milady dying. I'm okay with that dying. I'm okay with Milady and fedoras being a toxic symbol of that kind of culture. I'm okay with that not being a thing I can say. But I lament the loss of the word gentleman.
It's to
be fair, it's only when you're referring to yourself.
Yeah, like, I feel like when you refer to someone else as an absolute gentleman, that's okay. But when you say, "I'm such a gentleman," then you're like, a real gentleman would not blow their own trumpet. So.
Exactly. Decorum is key.
Decorum is key.
Anyway, we're getting a bit posh here.
We are getting a bit posh here.
Aye.
Oh dear. Cordial. Respect, manners. These are all in the kind of like in the
aura of bro block.
The corner of what we're going for. Misericordial.
delicious misericordial.
See, you did that. I went misericordiae and like musical movements.
That's probably more what they were meaning, but I'm an uncultured swine.
I enjoyed your misericordial, Jay. Unless Wallace kinda cordial.
Yep, you dilute it with
Unless
tears.
Wallace? I don't know. I don't get the unless Wallace reference.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Bruh,
Wallace and Gromit? Wallace and Gromit cordial. It's no, Gromit. We forgot the crackers. Thinking of a knife. Ah, yeah. I forgot Misericordia was a. Now, was it a type of knife or was it a famous knife? I can't remember because it's one of those things. Again, you come across it in video games, and I've never gone into the research on it. Like Jay in Fire Emblem Engage, Thingme's.
Oh yeah.
Misericordia.
I just assumed like everything in that game it was a reference to older Fire Emblem games.
Yeah, but all of the older Fire Emblem games are also ripping their Gear's name off of like mythology. I'd say that was rather less cordial than he was used to. Monet to Wallace about the English military guy.
Oh, aye.
Fair enough. What?
I don't think I don't want to just call it the aura of I got you, bro.
I mean, I'm happy for I got you, bro. You know what? I'm happy for I got you, bro, at this point. Like, I have no issue with that. Like, I feel like one of the important things about, you know, your Paladin here is that, given that we've taken lines from, you know, Bill and Ted, like, our guy needs to be, like... Shit, what's the word?
Excellent.
Well, I was going to say, Kronk from...
Himbo.
It needs to be a himbo. Like, your dude needs to be a himbo.
You can play this without being a himbo.
You probably can, but, like, my vision is himbo. And that's probably just because the character that I have in Stormguard is a himbo.
Himbo vision.
Himbo vision.
You just paste 2 pictures of Kronk to your eye, to the inside of your glasses.
Just be like, this is beauty and art.
I
Kronk
see
is
all.
absolutely the best.
Kronk is the fucking best, yeah.
Absolutely.
Right, let's talk spells.
Squeak 'em, squeakity, squeak 'em.
Just the bit. It's just the bit with him in the restaurant where he just goes and locks the fuck in. It's great.
It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah, we got 3rd and 4th level spells to look at before our next
Alright.
ability.
Okay, well let's do that then.
Yeah.
Because that way we might actually get something done.
I will. Right. Animate dead, antagonize. Antagonize is definitely not a spell we want to use here.
No, nor I think is animate dead.
I don't know,
In
man.
the nicest
If Dance
possible way.
Macabre was available, but I think it's a 6th level spell. I would maybe say Dance Macabre because, like, hey, oh no, Dance Macabre's a 5th level. Might get to it.
I mean,
Summon a bunch of buddies.
Yeah, I was gonna say Aura of Vitality, but it's already a Paladin spell.
Create food and water would make sense.
Yeah.
Galder's Tower, so that you always have somewhere to party.
A bit tenuous.
A little bit, yeah. Haste.
Haste just cause fuck you.
Haste, because, you know, sometimes you have to give your friends cocaine.
Doing streams is not about progress, it's about the journey.
That's fucking true. Is motivational speech a paladin spell?
Motivational speech is a spell.
Yep. Choose up to 5 creatures within range that can hear you. For the duration, each affected creature gains 5 temporary hit points and has advantage on wisdom saving throws. If they're hit by an attack, they have advantage on the next attack roll they make. Once an affected creature loses the temporary hit points granted by the spell ends for that creature.
I don't hate it, but I'm not sure.
Sending. Yeah, sending.
Christopher kind of looks like Arch.
Arch what?
Debaucherous provocation. Drunk antagonize. Arch. I just look very Arch today. I look very Arch. I could be Archaladon. I could be an arch villain. I could be an arch demon.
I'm saying sending
an archdeacon.
because I'm saying sending because it's like, hey, bring more people to the party. Call your buddies.
It's not the worst.
It's not the worst. It's not great though.
Yeah, Spirit Guardians, but again, it's already.
No, it's not.
Spirit Guardians is a paladin spell, isn't it?
No, it's not.
It's not.
Spirit
Why
Guardians
does
is
Samson
cleric
have
only.
Spirit Guardians. Wait, is Spirit Guardians a crown spell?
I think it might be.
Oh, damn.
Spirit Guardians is cleric only.
It is! I didn't realize that. Also, Crown also gets Aura of Vitality. Spirit Guardians could be fun. That's real. Arch Warhammer, the lower guy. Makes videos with the voice. He has his balls under an anvil. See, I don't engage with Warhammer just because I haven't got the money. I once got sucked down the card gaming wormhole and I'm not prepared for the wargaming wormhole. Instead of Vicious Mockery, the Paladin has Drunk Mockery. Why drank you too much? But like, realistically, my only interaction with Warhammer, specifically Warhammer 40k, is the meme that goes, "Brothers, is it gay to fight other brothers? You're literally assaulting their bodies."
I have glanced off the layer of, like, to the top layer of Warhammer lore a few times in my life, and every single thing I ever learn about Warhammer is just utterly fantastic because it's all totally fucking mental.
I will say that is the one thing I definitely respect about, like, specifically Warhammer 40k lore, is none of it seems serious.
It's so off the wall. It's so absolutely out of its tree mental. I love it.
Yeah. Like, just everything is bananas.
Yeah.
Nuns with Guns is a legit faction, and you can also play Space Furries.
But also, I will never surrender to the plastic crack barons. I am. Chris and I are both recovering card game addicts.
Yeah. Just we don't have the funds, and we never will.
I don't have the funds, but I do occasionally still feel the siren song of the cardboard.
See, I'm just like, to be fair, you remember Hero Clicks?
I do remember. I've still got mine.
I don't know if I still have mine. I think they're gone now.
I think I might have some of yours.
Quite probably. Literal cases full of these.
I've got a shoebox. I have got a shoebox full of them, and I've been using them as D&D miniatures.
Yeah. Oh, I've been given food. Thank you for giving me food. I've been
Yay!
given food. Also has callbacks to homosexual Scottish writers.
Yay!
You know what? I'm here for this.
I'm very much here for homosexual Scottish writers, but we also only have like
Absolutely.
half an hour of the stream left. And we haven't picked any of the spells.
Bon appetit. Yeah, it's supermarket tortellini. It's nothing exciting.
Hey, it's still food.
It's good. It is food. I like food. I am grateful to have a wife who believes I should be fed.
Actually, you know what? Since we're going quite supportive with this, since we're going quite supportive with this Paladin,
Yes.
should we maybe say mass healing word?
Mass healing word would be fucking great. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Yes, let's do mass healing
Let's do
word
mass
just
healing
for
word.
the shits.
Because you know what?
And Philadelphia, I thank my wife for being a good wife every single day. And every time I call her a good wife, she beats the shit out of me because she's great. I love her. Yeah. Oh man.
So, yeah, I think mass healing word because it is because it's very good as a... It's just a really fucking good spell, and only 2 classes get it, which is clerics and bards.
Yeah. Only other thing life transference, maybe? Transferring the life of the party, or is that too much of a reach?
It weirdly plays into a concerning self-sacrifice dynamic.
Yeah, maybe not.
Like a worrying
maybe
kind of...
not. There's a lot of self-sacrifice in paladins already. Let's not add to it.
Fireball, because you just get everyone to do shots. Legit, there's a 3rd level spell called Fast Friends.
Is there? Where is that?
Again, it's
Death,
Acquisition
Fireball,
Incorporated.
Fly.
When you cast the spell, choose one humanoid
here
within
it is.
range that you can see and hear you, and they can understand you. The creature must succeed on a Wisdom saving throw or become charmed by you for the duration, which is an hour. While it's charmed in this way, it undertakes to perform any service or activities you ask of it in a friendly manner to the best of its abilities. You can set the creature new tasks when a previous task is completed, or if you decide to end its current task.
Let's do that.
Yeah, Fast Friends, because that's very much this kind of deal.
Mass healing words. Yeah.
Fast Friends.
We're here to make friends.
We are here to make friends. Right, 4th level spells.
4th level. I put it to you, by the way, Jay, in terms of the consideration of spells, that as a party we are here for both a good time and a long time.
Exactly.
That being the case, and an aura of life is already anything that's aura is already paladins, isn't it?
Pretty much, yeah. Ooh. There's a few options here.
Alright, what you got?
Well, Conjure Woodland Beings might be a fun one. Because you're suddenly calling up all your buddies. There's a couple more summon spells here. Aberration, Construct, Elemental, and Greater Demon.
I'd want to steer away from summon spells, really.
Okay.
Hilarious 40k comedy. Noble who owned a paradise. World with the most extravagant parties in art. He boasted that Slaanesh would be jealous. Days later, Slaanesh sends his please tell me they're not called Slaaneshites. Another demons to the
Yeah, Slaanesh, as far as I'm aware, is the god of fucking you to death.
Slaaneshites.
Oh, I see you Slaaneshite. That's amazing.
You're a Slaanesh mate. I've never had such a Slaanesh in my life.
Okay, so for a suggestion for a spell, just because I think it is something that at any party with a bit of a boisterous vibe would get fucking mental. Polymorph.
I was gonna say hallucinatory terrain.
Okay. Hallucinatory terrain is a move.
Yep.
Let's have a specific look at it.
Extreme sadomasochism on a global scale.
Yeah, that's Slaanesh as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, that is indeed Slaanesh.
What's your justification for hallucinatory terrain?
Trip balls do crimes.
I mean, that's basically by saying the exact same reason I'm suggesting polymorph.
Yep.
Can't,
Same path, 2 different results.
so
This is
can't
why we
really
stayed
complain
together.
about it.
Yep.
Fucking hell.
We could just take that justification and do both. That's our 2 spells.
This thing is like level 4 is where you get a lot of support spells. And a lot of kind of the weirder ones.
But a lot of it is conjuration, summoning, transmutation. Like, a lot of it's like buffs for yourself.
I could maybe say Mordenkainen's Faithful Hound, because who isn't happy when a dog shows up at a party?
I mean, sure, but also not sure.
Also, the dog's kind of a narc.
Strong Belfast would be proud. I don't know why I was German there. It's probably really offensive. Don't know. Feeling Prussian vibes. But that's also probably wrong.
So yeah, hallucinatory
Pinhead from
terrain.
Hellraiser might see it as too much. I mean, that again, that I think is the reason why anything I hear from 40k is just like the most unserious thing, because they've all taken like the logical extreme and then pushed it to the next thing, and I love that. Song of Ice and Fire. Song of Ice. Oh, see, I only watched the Game of Thrones TV series. I didn't get into the books because I knew it wasn't finished, and I didn't want the heartache.
Yeah, see, I read the books, and
Yeah.
Strong Belwas kind of only rings a vague. But was he one of the wildlings? I'm not gonna lie, I crashed out somewhere around like midway through book 4, because God, I got really like the prose is really good. Like George R.R. Martin is a good writer and has a lot of really nicely written stuff. It's just that, dear God, I was reading a book that was that thick for that much shit, because there was only 2 characters I ended up giving a fuck about, because when everyone is morally great and a bastard and could die at any time, God, your investment dries up like that.
I mean, yeah, there's definitely a bit of that. I think, see, this is my view on George R.R. Martin generally, is that he really spearheaded a change in the fantasy genre. Like,
Yeah.
he wasn't the first person to do, you know, blood, shit, and gore fantasy, but
Yeah.
he was definitely the one that like did it the most successfully and with the longest kind of duration.
Yeah.
And it opened the door for a lot of other authors to maybe do it better.
Mark Lawrence, Brent Weeks, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, Joe Abercrombie. Read
Yeah.
Joe Abercrombie.
Joe Abercrombie is actually a slightly more of an exception to it, because I will say I am not necessarily a big fan of the kind of derivatives that you get of Game of Thrones, where it feels like, oh Jesus. But yeah, that's the thing, is it feels like every single character has got to be as much of a monster as they can be. And
Yeah.
after a certain point reading about it, it really does damage the little spark of faith in humanity that I have, and it doesn't feel good. And I will say, reading the books, after a certain point, looking at the excessive violence, I did get a horrible feeling that it was somebody was getting off to it, and that it was George.
I mean, I don't know.
So,
To be fair, the Starks are very one note. And, they refuse to engage in the political struggles of the capital.
Until they
It's
have
part
to.
of their big flaw.
And then
But,
it's the I don't feel good when I am reading what I think might actually be the author's masturbation material.
Well, this is why I think that authors who've done it better, you're looking at people like, who did The Painted Man, Jay?
Oh,
Red Painted
I don't remember, but I also gave up. I gave up a lot later in that series.
That series is great though, and again, it's got people who have hope all the time.
It
Never
does.
everyone's a bastard.
It does, but it did feel like, I'm not gonna lie, actually. The excessive sex in those books actually kind of turned me off them.
That's fair. There is a lot of sex.
Like
in those
it
books.
felt like there was a lot of unnecessary shagging.
I mean, I think, shagging is part of the politics in that, and also, there's a lot of shagging in those books. Fair. Well then, I come back to Joe Abercrombie. Considerably less shagging. Always at least one character with genuine hope in the future.
Well, the other thing about Joe Abercrombie is that you get a lot more of a sense that his characters like each other.
Yes, absolutely. Like, there is genuine camaraderie and people who like each other.
That's kind of what gets me through that stuff.
Yeah.
I'll admit, literally, the only reason I haven't delved deeper into Joe Abercrombie, and I do mean to, is there's just a personal phobia of mine around like teeth stuff.
Fair. Then actually, great thing, Joe Abercrombie has now done books for teens. He has done YA.
Maybe I'll read that.
So, less teeth.
I'm on quite a crime kick at the moment, so
That's fair.
like I'm back on my Brookmire.
I was recommended Val McDermott by our dad because he'd never read Val McDermott. Picked up a Val McDermott, but was like, "This is fucking great. Read it now." And I'm like, "Okay."
Okay, I should do that. Anyway, 4th level spells.
4th level spells. We have 22 minutes.
4th level spells. Okay.
Polymorph and hallucinatory terrain.
I was actually going to make a case for banishment.
Oh yeah, kick them out of the party. I'd take that over polymorph, but that's because I didn't pick polymorph.
Sometimes you just have to get someone out of a party. I mean, banishment is a paladin spell.
Less inclined then.
Like, fucking everyone gets banishment. But charm monster actually might be a better call.
Charm monster could be fun.
And if we wanted to give them something that's a little bit more on the exit side, but a bit more fun, Dimension Door.
Dimension door.
Because I'm not going to lie, I don't necessarily feel great about hallucinatory terrain as the spell for this. It doesn't kind of feel like the vibe.
Yeah. This is, I'm like, much as you're saying, 4th level spells is where we get a lot of good support. I'm kind of struggling with it.
So I'm gonna say I think we can both be quite agreeable on charm monster, right?
Yeah, I think charm monster is absolutely the back.
Yeah, charm monster I think is a pretty solid pick for this kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Death Ward, maybe another one, just sort of give that protection kind of feel. Paladins already get it, so.
Yeah, this is the thing. Everything I'm looking at that would have been great. Fucking already paladining.
How are we doing for Elemental Bane? No, that's not what I thought it was.
Yeah.
It decreases other people's elemental resistance. That's not really what we're looking for.
Fabricate?
Fabricate.
Dragon!
What?
Dragon, you have arrived! And yes, we did speak about liver and onions for the entire stream. We haven't discussed anything else.
It's just been liver and onions, yeah. We're making another cooking class. No, we're doing the Oath of the Party Paladin.
Absolutely.
And we're just trying to find 4th level spells for it.
Yeah, and we're struggling.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, apparently Philatabilia makes a mean liver and onions.
Yeah.
So, you should hit them up for the recipe. I hear it has 2 very special ingredients. You take liver. Hang on, guys. Hang on. He's cooking here. He's cooking. And you take onions.
He's literally cooking.
Literally cooking.
Tell us your secrets!
Oh, man.
I am at a loss, Philatabilia.
At a loss. Hang on.
It's whatever liver you can get your hands on, dragon. Beef, liver, human, sheep. Or chicken liver.
See, now I'm on. If anybody's ever seen the film 51st State.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking
yeah.
of.
It's
So bollocks
now.
is bad.
But the dog's bollocks is good.
10 seconds
Then it
later, he's
becomes-
ramping a mini off over a river, going, chicken bollocks!
We love it. It's fucking great.
Oh, cool.
Oh, my word.
You tenderize the liver. Sorry, I actually had a suggestion for spells.
Did you?
Yeah, I was going to say freedom of movement.
That's not a bad shout.
Yeah, because like you're moving through a crowd at a party, you're kind of like slipping through, you're doing like your kind of social butterfly thing.
Yeah, and it's a solid, interesting support spell.
Yeah.
Okay, well then let's do freedom of movement and charm monster.
Okay.
Let's do it. There we go. Sorted. No more confusion. That's
No,
a different
confusion
spell.
I think is 3rd level.
Actually, it's 4th level.
Oh shit. No, I'm thinking of compulsion.
Yeah. Yeah, also 4th level.
What the fuck am I thinking of then?
I don't fucking know. Otto's Irresistible Dance. What level is Otto's Irresistible Dance?
6th.
Fuck off.
So we don't get it. We don't.
God damn
Paladins
it.
don't get it at all.
Well, I am sad now.
Well, here's the thing. We are about to go into the hard one, which is the 15th level ability.
15th level ability.
Now, if I just have a quick consultation of my spell tables for a second here. At 15th level, other people are casting 8th level spells.
Mm-hmm.
So if we give them free casts of Otto's Irresistible Dance, that's not necessarily out of the question.
True, but also,
A party version
also
of Cloud Kill. Fuck no. It's like, I cast Bestow Drugs. I summon the MDMA mist.
power word. I was gonna say it's power sentence kill.
No, it's a party. It's power rap kill.
I'm just looking at Conquest's level 15 ability. Anyone who hits me takes psychic damage equal to my charisma mod.
Yeah, because I'm not actually familiar too much with the 15th level abilities because I've never seen a paladin get that high.
This is fair. They all seem to be very much themed around the paladin.
Yeah, because Oath of the Ancients
First
is
level,
no, I didn't die.
Conquest is fuck everyone who touches me.
Crown is you cannot stop me because you have advantage on saving throws to be paralyzed or stunned.
Yeah,
Devotion
it's the worst
gets you're always under the effect of protection from evil and good.
one, which is pretty great to be fair.
Oh my god, Glory gets the ability. Oh my god. Glory gets the ability we gave them at 7th level.
Oh fuck off.
Legit. Legit.
But it's equal to your charisma mod.
Yeah, what you were suggesting earlier, but like better.
Is the 15th level ability.
Is the 15th ability of the Glory Paladin.
This is why it's hard to make a paladin subclass.
When you or another creature you can see within 10 feet of you is hit by an attack roll, you can use your reaction to grant a bonus to the target's AC against that attack, potentially causing it to miss. That's almost exactly the language I used.
Yep, it's also limited at level 15. We haven't limited the level 7 ability.
No, we haven't. Should we maybe make it +2? Retroactively, just go back a bit.
I think that might be good.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
A glory paladin's trait name to hold just to be funny. You know what? That's right. That's absolutely. Instead of glorious defense, it's glorious hole. You can use your reaction to reduce your ally's defense by your charisma modifier, and then butt fuck them.
Right, what the fuck else do we get? Watchers gets whenever you or someone you can see within 30 feet succeeds on a saving throw, you can use your reaction to beat the shit out of whoever caused the saving throw.
Fair. Redemption. Anytime you start your turn with less than half your health, you get health. That's pretty hardcore.
Vengeance is very on brand because it's got your whenever someone who is under the effect of your vow of enmity, which is one of your channel divinities from earlier, you can use a reaction to make a free melee weapon attack against them if they're within range. Yeah, it's the see that guy, fuck that guy.
Oathbreaker. Okay, this is another thing that infuriates me. Oathbreaker at 15th level gets what Crown gets at 20, which is resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from non-magical weapons.
Like Forged Cleric gets that 17th level, except they get immunity to fire as well.
Yeah, like, Crown Paladins suck. I chose it because it made the most sense, but as a whole, they suck.
Yeah, I have also played a Crown Paladin. Much more aggressive than Chris's. Much more.
Yeah.
But they do have some fucking problems. And unfortunately, the multi-class I did with Barbarian did not solve that because you can't reduce the damage with your bonus thing.
Sag.
And he didn't live long enough for me to get the Ancestral Guardians to have that tanky power to it.
Yeah.
So we've got a wide range of things. So we've got to very much stick with the theme. So we're going with support. So this is going to be another buff ability.
Yeah.
So I feel like
vicious little friend, Paladin shows off his manhood in an effort to demoralize his adversaries.
That's just casting sex crime.
Actually, it's Flash.
Leave that.
And I would like to say that no, a wizard did that in my last campaign. Bron Flexington dropped his pants, and the entire ship full of pirates did stop, amazed at his manhood.
I forgot about that.
Yep. Stopped a mutiny. It was great.
Stopped a mutiny with man meat.
With yep.
Speaking of pirates, why is always the rum gone?
Well, that was a foolish mistake on your part.
Hey, paladins can be horny.
Paladins
can be horny, dragon.
No reason that your party paladin cannot be horny.
Exactly. So I think, right. So we've got saving throw boost. We've got bit of damage boost. We've got AC boost. So we've got some good defense. I think this should be an offensive buff.
Okay. Well, I guess they do have immunity from diseases, so
yeah, second level.
It's called gonorrhea. Sorry. I'm so witty. I didn't know if you've noticed. Rum touch instead of Midas touch. Everything you touch turns to shit.
Everything turns to rum. Genuinely, that would be so much worse than the Midas touch, but also so much more fucking terrifying. You touch a guy and just splat.
I mean, to be fair, yeah, no, that's very fair.
Alright, thanks for hanging out, Phil Tavillia. It's been real fun.
It's been great. Bye.
Glad you enjoyed your food. Good night, man.
I was about to say, currently, Var and I are watching an anime about an assassin and a ninja living in a house together. And the ninja is completely useless, except they have this one ability where they can literally turn anything into leaves. That includes people.
Fucking hell.
And it's like, as soon as you think about the context of that, it's horrifying.
Oh yeah. Touch a person, their blood replaced with rum. Yeah, that's called instant alcohol poisoning.
Instant death. By lots of things. Well, I suppose the most obvious thing then, if you're gonna do a boost, is adding radiant damage to everything.
I mean, we've already got a radiant damage attack. I was thinking actually this is more of like a bonus for your so that people can land their attacks, because that's something we haven't done.
This is true.
Because we've already got a radiant damage boost in the channel divinities.
All right. Well then. Do you really wanna hurt me?
Yes,
Do you
I think
really
it would.
wanna drink the person that counts as cannibalism? You could always do this as another reaction. So give us a second reaction ability.
Sorry, 2 seconds. Yeah, no, if you drink the person, like if you have your blood replaced with rum and somebody drinks it, you will be called a meatai.
That was terrible!
Yeah, but I couldn't keep it in. It's, you know, one of those things where it's like, it comes to your head, it's like, sorry, this has to go outside, otherwise it's going to plague me.
If this stays within me, it will in fact give me alcohol poisoning.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, you had an actual suggestion.
Well, it's gone now.
See, okay.
Yeah, reaction. Yeah, so give somebody an attack boost as a reaction.
We have 3 reactions at the moment.
Oh,
Sorry, 2 reactions. This would be a
2
third.
reactions. Okay, well, let's not then. But I don't want to make it an aura thing either.
What I think we could do is we could maybe do like an upgraded version. Right, you know Battle Masters, right?
Yes.
You know one of their maneuvers is called Commander's Strike.
I didn't, but go on.
Basically, it's a maneuver that lets you get one of your friends to use an attack and get an extra little bit and add the superiority dice as damage.
Okay.
It's really, really fucking good if you have a rogue in your party, because it means that they can proc sneak attack twice in a round.
That's nice.
Really fucking good. So what I was thinking, maybe something like that, but an upgraded version, because we're at 15th level now. We can start doing some crazy shit.
As a bonus action, you can.
So I'm thinking, when you hit someone with an attack, as a bonus action, you can declare one friendly creature within 30 feet, let's say. Because paladins operate pretty well within 30 feet.
Yeah.
That creature can make an attack against another creature within melee range and do it a number of times equal to your charisma modifier.
I'm going to propose that, but it's you hit something and somebody else gets to hit that same something.
How would that work mechanics-wise? Because they're somewhere else.
Well, realistically, it means people need to form up with you.
Or you could teleport them.
Everyone's still at the moment, as a paladin, everyone is currently still within 10 feet of you. We haven't hit 30 feet on anything. So people still need to be next to the paladin to get the paladin bonuses.
Counterpoint. Just slight addition.
Okay.
It's a creature within 30 feet. But you teleport them next to you. Because what you're doing is you are grabbing your buddy at a party. Like, you are grabbing your friends. Because it's like, hey, there's a thing. Oh! Fucking Milo will be interested in this. Bam.
Alright, but it costs a bonus action.
Oh, definitely costs a bonus action.
Yeah.
And you can only use it a number of times per charisma, up to your charisma mod.
Yeah, that works for me.
When you
Although
hit a
Drunk
creature...
Vision debuff was not a bad shout, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's not bad. I'd want to honestly do that for a like, you're doing a lot of good suggestions for spells. So if we ever do that second half of like spells video, then
yeah, we
please
should
come
steal
back,
a
Xander.
bunch of these ideas. Absolutely, Xander, you are always welcome. Please bring us spell ideas. We will make many spells. And then publish them on Jay's Patreon. For free! You don't need to give him money. Just be his friend.
Yeah. There is other stuff out there if you want to give me money. But all of this stuff will be free.
And it's basically because it gives us a place to host all of it.
Yeah, and because honestly, fuck D&D Beyond.
Yeah, 100%. I'm not here for D&D Beyond. Not here for it. And while you're doing that, I'm just looking ahead at 5th level spells. Yeah, pretty much. It's just D&D Beyond is not... Like, I feel like it was okay before Wizards bought it. And then, like, it got back. I mean, to be fair, even before Wizards bought it, it was not ideal. I did not particularly like it. But now it's just hideous. And everything's paywalled away, and it's... Nah.
Well, here's the thing. I nearly... when I was looking... You know, I got showed you the horror subclasses Art Arcana that just came out.
Yeah.
I had to... Like, the first time I went looking for it, it tried to make me sign into D&D Beyond to get that. I went, nah, fuck that.
Yeah.
Thankfully, just the PDF itself was linked. So I can get into it.
That's good.
I tend to use Foundry, because I paid for it once, and it's got a whole bunch of really, really good shit, and a really, really active community of modders. So if you need to find a module to do something, chances are Foundry's got it. I also lost faith in the Roll20
for a while.
What?
Yeah. We were on Roll20 for a while with your campaign, and then we moved over to Foundry.
Yes, I lost faith in the Roll20 dice roller. That's probably been fixed by now, because that was years ago. Because it kept coming up with the same rolls in a row.
Yeah.
Get
over here! Yeah, absolutely. Mortal Kombat scored. Get over here! But it's actually like a friend. I'm okay with calling the ability "Get over here," by the way.
Should this be a
Get
short
over
or long
here
rest?
and help me kick this guy's ass.
Should be a short or long rest? Because you get your channel divinity back in a short.
You do, but paladins don't do anything else in a short rest, so...
So you should maybe give them another reason for short rests?
That's fair, alright, give them another reason for short rests. Plus, the party don't stop, so, you know, we don't sleep. Although, much as we don't get Irresistible Dance, fifth level spell, we could have Dance Macabre.
We could have Dance Macabre to, like... Honestly, to do the Monster Mash!
In fact, yes, to do the Monster Mash.
Oh,
it
mate.
It was a graveyard smash.
No. If we want to do that, Animate Objects is a much better call, because you can full on just do Be Our Guest from...
that film that had Be Our Guest in it.
From Beauty and the Beast, yeah.
Yes, from Beauty and the Beast.
That's fair.
I have to say, on the same basis, I quite like Awaken.
Awaken is a... Awaken, you know what? Because I'm pretty sure Awaken is just a druid spell. No, bards get it as well.
Yeah, bards as well. There you go.
Awaken's a fucking mental spell, and I kind of want more classes to use it.
You're just like, I am going to create my friends.
I'm going to make friends. Quite literally, you're making friends.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, I'm gonna say Awaken, unless we find something else.
Fair. Skill empowerment. And then we're on walls.
Maybe Hallow?
I was looking at Hallow, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. Oh.
Rummy hand grenade.
Legend lore. Legend lore. Because that is, you find someone on a party and you're like, hey, tell me all about yourself.
Okay.
Or you're in a host's house and you're like, oh, what's that thing? What's the story behind that?
Okay. I can take legend lore.
I will admit, I am also slightly suggesting legend lore because it is the, hey DM, make up some lore right now. Spell.
Why don't you just tell me some stuff, DM? You have no choice.
Yeah.
Alright. Legend lore and awaken for 5th level spells.
Let's see, can I see anything better?
How many objects can you animate with animate objects?
Depends on the size of them.
Fair.
Because it's... Up to 10 non-magical objects within range. Mediums counts as 2, large counts as 4, huge counts as 8. So, 10 tiny or small objects. And seriously, if you do tiny objects, that is 10 things making attacks. It becomes fucking terrifying.
Well, the question then is would in the name of the party, would we make people do things, or would we create more friends?
Well, this is the thing, that's why I'm kind of avoiding hold monster or dominate person as suggestions, because that feels bad.
The holy hand. Yes, we understand the holy hand grenade of Antioch. we also appreciate, you English pig, that you will come no closer, or we will taunt you a second time.
Just say you're leaning a little bit into the Red Baron von Richthofen from Blackadder Goes First.
I did a little bit there. I did. I apologize.
You will be taken. Oh fuck! We're 3 minutes past time.
You will be taken back to Germany, to a convent school outside Heidelberg, where you will spend the rest of the war teaching all the young girls economics.
Right, we are 3 minutes over time. We need to wrap this shit up.
All right. We've settled on Awaken and the one you suggested.
Awaken and Legend lore.
Yeah. Mass version of Friends for this Paladin. That would be so good. Do you want to do that for 20th level?
Legit, I was going to say, if Paladins got cantrips naturally, Friends would have been the first thing I suggested.
Yeah.
So, at 20th level, this is... I'm going to call this Champion of the Party. Because it's every single Paladin, 20th level, it's... You assume a form of... bullshit. Some of them are great, some of them are kind of mid. So yeah.
Champagne of the party. Not champion of the party, champagne of the party. I like that.
Fucking having that. Okay, so I think maybe some kind of like mass charm ability would maybe be the... Like any creature that enters your aura, which at this point is 30 feet,
Yes.
has to do a saving throw or be charmed until the end of their next turn. Or until they take damage.
Yeah, I'm here for that.
Okay. What kind of saving throw would that be? Charisma?
Yeah.
While charmed this way, the creature The creature becomes friendly to you, but will not attack.
Becomes friendly to you and will not attack. Yes.
Yeah, like it's not that it becomes friendly to you and
towards
you can
you
then
and your
just send it
allies.
to attack its friends.
No, yeah, it becomes friendly towards you, but cannot make attack, cannot attack its allies. It just won't attack you and your allies.
No, I think you can't like have someone come into your party and then be like, "Hey, go fuck up your friend."
No, this is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It comes. We literally are saying the exact same thing. It comes over to you. It becomes friend, but it doesn't attack its friends. But it also doesn't attack your friends. Yes?
Yep.
Okay. I don't know how you word that in D&D because I'm confused.
Cannot take the attack action or cast any harmful spells.
Yeah, that works.
This lasts for... Should we make them repeat the saving throw at the end of their turn?
This lasts... No, it just lasts until it takes damage, I think.
Okay. No, because that's... At this
Or
point,
leaves the aura.
What?
Or leaves the aura. So if the paladin fucks off, then they don't remain charmed.
This is also the thing of like, because that could be an entire encounter ender on its own.
I mean, it could, except that you have to then kill all the dudes, because all of these charmed things are gonna be hostile as soon as the paladin leaves. I also think that we should make it only it's the first time that they enter the aura that it affects.
Yeah.
Or once they're no longer charmed, they are immune to this effect.
Okay.
Creatures cease being hostile is the most the most straightforward and simple.
Once a creature has recovered from this, they are immune to its effects for 24 hours. Is usually kind of the thing. Just to like take Dragon Fear, for example.
Yeah.
Okay, so what else happens when you are in this form? I think you should be able to use your lay on. I think you should be able to use your lay on hands at range.
I mean, that sounds good. They regain their memory next round, yeah. I was gonna say, I'm just looking at Oathbreaker Paladin. Oathbreaker Paladin get once per long rest. They just get a free 3d10 plus charisma mod damage to addition to their melee spell attack. Oh no, it's just make a melee spell attack against the target. Bonus action.
So it's a bonus action attack.
It's a bonus action attack, yeah. At range.
And if someone is
also,
frightened
whenever
with
an enemy
you,
is frightened, it takes 4d10 psychic damage.
yeah, like the Oathbreaker does not fuck around.
Fucking doesn't, Jesus.
I
feel like it's a very sprinty paladin, though.
Tell you what.
You spend a lot of time running after people.
Tell you what.
What?
Let's go with you can use lay on hands you can use lay on hands at range, and whenever you use lay on hands on someone, they also gain temporary hit points equal to 5 times the amount of hit points you gave them.
That's cool. Yes, do that. And once you finish writing that down, that's the end of the stream, folks. We're only 12 minutes over. I need to go to bed. My puppy is going to wake me up at 4 in the morning, at minimum. Oh dear. But yes, this is our thing. This is the stuff that we have made. A little bit fractious today, but we have done our best. You can
find us in places doing stuff. You can find Jay on, well, not really Twitter anymore. You can find him on Blue Sky. You can find his games company at @old_games on Blue Sky, on Twitter, on Instagram, on LinkedIn,
Yep.
Facebook,
Yep.
everywhere. Just at @AULD_games. You can find me at Chris Honey Actor on Instagram. You can find my theatre company, Short and Sweet Theatre, at Short and Sweet on Instagram. We're also on Blue Sky and Facebook. I think we're on Twitter, but I think we're also like abandoning Twitter at speed. I think we're just there because we have to be.
Yeah.
You can find all this shit on Jay's Patreon.
Yeah, all of our subclasses, our previous D&D things, including our monster adaptations, are all available on my Patreon. That's Jonathan Honey on Patreon. Jonathan Honey.
For free.
Yeah, all available for free. Don't have to sign up. Don't have to pay me anything. All of this is free. I do need to make.
And also really nicely presented. The PDFs look really classy.
Yeah, that's why they're sometimes late.
He's too busy making them look classy.
Yeah. And yeah, you can find all of our previous streams, which admittedly, despite the title of this, there's more than 49 of them.
Lots.
There's a
we also
shitload
have
more.
a whole campaign of City of Mist.
Yeah, you can see all of our old stuff, including our City of Mist campaign. We will be
On
playing
YouTube.
another RPG campaign very, very soon.
Yes.
Yeah, all of that will be on our YouTube channel. That's The Brothers Honey on YouTube. You can follow my games company at @old_games. All the place Chris mentioned. You can also visit our website, Old Alliance Games, for any updates on the lore of our project, on the team, and kind of any announcements we make. You can also wishlist and play the demo for my upcoming game, I Thought There'd Be Stars, on Steam. If you go to the website, oldalliancegames.com, all lowercase, all one word, you will find links to our Steam page where you can play the demo, download it. Please do. Because
It's good.
it's good. It is good. And also, the more people play it and the more people wishlist it, the more likely I am to be able to complete the full game and, you know, properly make this more my job. Because
Which
I
reminds me, at some
I'm a
point
game developer.
we should play it. At some point we should play it.
At some point we will play
I
it
should
on
play
stream, but
stream
you know,
specifically.
yeah, we're offering monthly updates to the demo. Everything's free. It's all free. You don't have to pay us shit.
Do we have link to post in chat? We should make a link tree.
We should make a link tree, but all of it is all of it's in the description of this stream. All of it's in the description of the YouTube video if you're watching this afterwards. And yeah, I think that's where we're a lot. Post link in chat. Fucking I will.
I'm because I'm in mod view. I can't see the description of the video, so I can't get the links unless I go.
There is the link to the game.
Oh yeah, there you go. There's the link. Do that. Go get game.
Go get game,
Go get
please.
game good.
Please play game. Please play game. I beg of you.
And tell your friends.
And tell your friends. Tell
yeah.
everybody.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
In the
we'll be
meantime,
back.
Bye.
We'll be back next week with what is technically our 50th independent stream. Ooh.
Holy shit. Bye.
Bye.